Hello Capricorn, welcome to this reading. My name is Zane and we are going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Capricorn for the week of February 21st. Now Capricorn, do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Now Capricorn, I do not offer personal readings, so if you get a message from someone, that is not me, that's someone impersonating me. Please do keep that in mind. Please do not get scammed. I also do exclusive content on my Instagram, so if that's your thing, definitely give me a follow there. But with all that said, let's go ahead and get into this reading. Now, just a small percentage of the people who watch my content are actually subscribed. So if you watch my videos regularly and you've not yet hit the subscribe button, please do consider doing that. It really helps my channel grow in a big way. Same is true if this is just the first time that you are watching me. All right, let me make sure everything is in view here, and then we'll get right into it. All right. And we're going to do something a little bit different this time. We're going to take 3 cards to clarify. And I've already pre-shuffled these oracle cards, so I'm going to choose the top couple cards here. And we'll put these right here. All right, looks good enough to me. Energy on the bottom, you have the 3 of Wands. So this is a really nice card to find, and in fact, I really like the reading that we have pulled here for you for this week, Capricorn. The 3 of Wands represents potentially like needing to acquire some type of adventure in your life, like some sort of sense of adventure. This person is looking out into the ocean and they're kind of thinking to themselves, like, I have the entire universe, I have the entire ocean in front of me. And with that, there's this sense of excitement and potential adventure on the horizon for this 3 of Wands person. So with that, it can represent travel, it can represent going to new places, but this is kind of more importantly about growth and expansion in your life. You could consider this to be the second win in the suit of Wands. This card comes after the research, planning, and discovery phase of the 2 of Wands, and it says that you are now ready to take the trip or to take the thing to the next level that you've spent so much time researching and planning and developing on. You've picked your path and now the ship has arrived, so to speak. And so it's a very nice card to find here when you get the 3 of Wands on the bottom, but really in any sort of way here. So definitely like to see that. Taking something to the next level, growing something with that energy. And what's interesting here is I feel like right now, and I'm going to stop fiddling with the cards in a second, but right now I feel like what's going on is this growth situation for you has not been easy, okay? And right now, what's going on here is in your current situation or in the overall message, you have the Strength card. This, whatever you are growing through right now, is an internal battle. And what I mean by that is the Strength card represents some sort of overcoming of internal obstacles. And so this push for you to grow, to expand, to move to new places, go to new places, try new things, is something that potentially has been very hard for you, Capricorn. And it's showing up here with this Strength card saying you are ready to overcome the hurdle. You are ready to overcome the internal obstacle and see the world, see the universe. And I think that for some of you here, with this Strength card in the middle, this is going to take a lot of courage, or it has taken a lot of courage in whatever situation you find yourself in growing. It's going to take a lot of courage, but doing this is going to unlock so many things for you as you have this Strength card here. So I definitely like to see that in the middle, and I definitely like that pairing here that you have with the 3 of Wands. So very nice. Now, in the past, you have the 6 of Pentacles, the Empress, and the 9 of Swords. So many of you here have been spending time thinking about your money, thinking about your abundance, thinking about your financial situation. I think many of you have been kind of looking at the flow of money in your life. Reason being is you have this 6 of Pentacles. I've been sort of looking at this card in a new way recently. And to me, this drums up this idea of money coming in and out. And you can see this here with the scales, the financial scales on the card. This can indicate that your finances are balancing out. It also is this idea that the act of giving is just as important as receiving. But getting back to this idea of inflow, outflow, you can see this person here is giving pentacles away. They're giving money to people here. And presumably that drums up this idea of like giving to charity. But really it's just about an equal exchange of giving and receiving within the universe. You know, there's a reason why there's like an abundance tip that I learned a while ago that really helps, and that is like become a good tipper in your life. When you tip well, that money always comes back to you in some ways. And that's kind of what I feel with this Six of Pentacles energy here, where some of you are looking at the flow of your money right now. What's coming in, what's coming out. Some of you may be giving at this time. We are in Aquarius season. It's a great time to donate. It's a great time to give back. It's a great time to do those sorts of things and be charitable. But others of you here, what's going on is you've spent time potentially looking at how you can grow your financial situation. The Empress is about abundance as well. This is probably the most abundant card in the tarot. The Empress is all about fertility and prosperity. The Empress is able to nurture something into existence like a mother would nurture their children. So this could be like, nurturing a project into existence, but there's an element of resourcefulness. This is also Venus energy. Venus is, of course, love and beauty, but it's also luxury and wealth. And for some of you here, you're looking at you're realizing that there's a sort of universal flow of money right now. You have the Nine of Swords as well, which can represent potentially some sort of subconscious fear here showing up because it's in the subconscious row. Nine of Swords, this person here is having a nightmare. They think that these nine swords are going to come down and hit them, but they don't actually ever do that. And so it's interesting because it's like some of you are absolutely prosperous, or you have the ability to be prosperous here, but in this lower row there are some shadows here that's showing up. And like I said, this is at the subconscious level. So some of you potentially talking to yourself negatively about money at this time. In the current situation, you have the Ten of Pentacles, the Strength card, and the Devil. So this Devil with the Nine of Swords is absolutely negative thinking. The Devil has an addiction or potentially a tendency to think that the world is cruel and evil and inherently negative. And for some of you here, this is showing up as a shadow. You could be getting, troubling dreams or anything like that. Like there could be messages or symbols here coming in dreams with the Nine of Swords dream symbolism and the subconscious being where the dream world sort of lives in this lower row here as well with the Devil. And so for some of you, this could be a negative tilt towards your financial situation. Some of you may feel like there will never be that flow of money returning to you, but that's definitely not the case if this message is for you, because you also have this Ten of Pentacles, which is really a card of empires. It's building your empire, it's building your legacy. It's not only having enough for you in this lifetime, but also setting your family up, setting your children up, your significant other, whatever, people up in your life. It's building the empire, not just for you, but for the significant people in your life. It can also represent inheritances. There certainly could be an inheritance here with the Six of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Empress. That is major abundance energy. We've already talked about how this Strength card, you're overcoming some sort of inner obstacle here. I think it has to do around negative thinking, and that's related to money in some ways. In the future, you have the Sun, the Two of Swords, and the Star. So you have potentially my favorite combination. I have a hard time choosing. I have a lot of favorites, but this is probably my favorite, if not one of my favorite combinations, because who doesn't want the Sun and the Stars, right? I mean, this is an amazing sign for you when you get this energy. The Star is about wishes and dreams being fulfilled or coming true. It's also a period of tranquility and healing and serenity and calm. And it says that there are positive situations for you in the future. Pair that, or there's optimism, really, hope and optimism in the future. This is also the Aquarius card. And then pair that with the Sun, which is the happiest card to find in the tarot. It's all about power. If you put the power of the Sun into a tarot card, this is what you get, right? And it can represent success, victory, abundance. It also augments the positive aspects of cards around it and negates the negative aspects of cards around it. And so for you, you have this augmentation of your financial situation here with the 10 of Pentacles next to it, and also giving yourself the strength diagonal here to work through the internal obstacle. Lastly, you have this 2 of Swords in between the Sun and the Star. So there is a blockage, okay? There is a blockage. The 2 of Swords person cannot see the road ahead. They know that there's something in front of them, but they can't see what it is. This can represent feeling restricted in speech, feeling like you don't have the words to say, or just not having the full picture yet. But with the Sun and the Star in the future, the future is extremely bright for you here, Capricorn. The problem is you're working through this swords-based internal obstacle here, and I think it's potentially around negative thinking. This could be holding you back from having this growth moment here with this 3 of Wands. Let's go ahead and get 3 clarifiers here and see what we have. Now, this is a new situation I'm doing with the tarot, so do let me know what you think about this. But we have the 5 of Wands, the Queen of Swords, and the Knight of Cups. 5 of Wands represents conflict, okay? So that's an internal conflict. The Queen of Swords represents you really potentially being hyper-focused on your goals at this time and really going for it, cutting through whatever is no longer serving you. The Queen of Swords will take their sword and cut through whatever is in their way. And the Knight of Cups represents some sort of potentially happy event coming into your life. Could also represent a romantic situation happening in your life as well. But it's probably for you some sort of happiness arriving, maybe dissolving this feeling here of not being able to see the way with the 2 of Swords. Let's take a look at your oracles here. So you have no, the situation will improve. Then you also have it's up to you, romance, as well as reconsider. So for some of you, there is potential love connection here with the Knight of Cups, the Star, the Sun, and the Romance card here, especially in the future position, and the 3 of Wands. You may find this person through travel or through something along those lines. I also think that as you remove this blockage here with the 2 of Swords and you work through this internal obstacle, I do feel like somebody will enter if you are here for love or if you are interested in love. I was not getting a whole lot of love energy, but that is now coming in. I also feel like for some of you here, you are going back and forth in your mind about something. The 2 of Swords can represent indecision, going back and forth. You have this know and reconsider. So I feel like some of you are like, do I do this? Do I not do this? And you're kind of going back and forth around something. Taking a look here, you have Mother Earth, feel loved and comforted. Wise One, grow within your current situation. And Winter, take care of your needs. So some of you here have immediate needs kind of that you're working through at this time. We are still in winter for most people, you know, if you're in the Northern Hemisphere. And I do feel like maybe some of you just have some things to wrap up here in February. I also think that this is a big growth opportunity for you here with Wise One, grow within your current situation. The 3 of Wands indicating growth. The Sun and the Star in the future here also promoting growth, positivity, abundance, and success. So I really love this for you. You have a lot of opportunity here, especially financially, with the 6 of Pentacles, the 10 of Pentacles. So thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading.